Hey, I got something to say. I'm just so sick of hearing everyone complain. I know it's tough and I know there's pain, but hitting bottom is the only way to change. So I'll keep hustling, you keep struggling. Bitch, I'm humbling, keep mumbling. I'll keep doubling, you keep bluffing. You've got nothing, I'll keep hustling. I've seen a lot of people who don't know what work is. I've seen a lot of people who don't know what thirst is. I've had a taste of evil and tried to cure the sickness, but I just keep my head down and focus on the facts. I'm setting down gravel while you just follow the path. I'll lead them into battle while you're just too scared to act. I'll leave the knife right in my back. So I'll keep hustling, you keep struggling. Bitch, I'm humbling, keep mumbling. I'll keep doubling.
So what are you waiting for? Subscribe. I'll see you on the other side. Hey, welcome to Getting Verbal in the Den. All right, so let me see. We're gonna start it out with a little verbal penetration. Hey, Coach Malik. And this is called Can I Please Have a Little More Cream? And it is by poet M.T. Promises. So here we go. I see you rolling your eyes as you pass. switching your attitude along with your voluptuous ass. But don't be angry that I find your intensity too intense. Oh, and can I please have a little more cream? I've gained a little status from the things that I've learned. And I deserve a woman who is worth what I've earned. I'm only trying to live the American dream. So please, can I please have a little more cream? You can't seem to understand what I need. Cutting me with that dual blade tongue till I bleed. You treat my success like part of some fast money scheme. And you wonder why I ask for a little more cream. It wasn't enough for me to spend 8 years in college, and yet you still behave as if you have more knowledge. You expect me to sit by passive as you holler and scream. So I've learned to appreciate the calmness of cream. I'm not disregarding your strength or your beauty, but you treat me like supporting me as your king is not your duty. So chocolate, cafe au lait, mocha, latte, as sweet as you seem, hold all the coffee, and can I please have a little more cream? Now I know y'all know what he's talking about, because this was by a male poet. He's talking about his desire for the interracial experience. Now that's, it's very interesting. I just randomly picked that poem from a book entitled Verbal Penetrations, The Punani Poets. And it is by a variety of poets led by founder and my friend, Ghetto Girl Blue, aka Jessica Holter. And I actually have a hardback copy. I have a hardback copy of it. And I think you can still get it, but not in hardback. I'm special. And this book was put out quite some time ago. But I believe you can still get it in softback. You can probably get it on Amazon, or you can go to the website of the Punani Poet, and that is the PunaniPoets.com. That is PHEUNANYPoets.com. And tell Jessica that DC sent you. Now, they don't do a lot of performing here in the West, you know, as quote unquote liberal as LA should be. It's not that liberal when it comes to a certain type of spoken word. And so they don't really get embraced as much, I would say, in the Los Angeles area, as except within the LGBTQ community. They have a good stronghold there when they come here. Turn this on. That's where, you know. Yo, I'm sorry, I got to. Anyway, but it didn't work. Back to what I was saying. We have to the Punani poets, poetry. They don't really get a lot of love for whatever reason in California, and ironically, the group was founded in the Bay Area, but they get a lot of love in New York and a lot of love in Atlanta, which is a doggone shame, but it is what it is. That's where their fan base is, you know. So now that Jessica doesn't live out here on the West Coast anymore, they don't do a lot of performances out here, but hopefully I'll catch them the next time they get out here, or I might have to just take my butt to Atlanta and go see her. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that little slice of verbal penetration. Can I have more cream than empty boxes? I thought that name is quite clever. I do some of my poetry. I have a alter ego that I do some of my poetry under. I am real. Oh, sure. Let me drop the link. Let's drop the link. Yes. Hey, Miss Pamela. All right, now let me figure out how to drop it. Oh, post a comment. Okay. post a comment. There we go. All right, there's the link. There's the link if anybody wants to come up. I don't obviously this is like a pin. Let me see if I can pin it. Okay, there we go. I think I pinned it. There we go. Yeah, I did. Y'all, I'm not good at doing the pins. But I pinned the link. If anybody wants to come by, feel free. But yeah, my altar name is I Am Real, and it's I, first initial I, middle initial M, last name Real. So that's my altar, and I've done some poetry under that altar info. But I haven't actually done it in spoken word form. I don't know. I have to think about it. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Tomorrow is my girl. To be Unicorn's birthday. I'll have to post. I'm gonna post on my my community wall a happy birthday to her. Now, if you weren't in my earlier live on my other channel, I am going to be coming live again tomorrow night on Getting Ready with Me. I will be back on tomorrow night because I want to see, which night is better. Is Friday better or Saturday better? And obviously when I come on tomorrow, I'm going to come on earlier because I'm not doing anything on the channel. Because I only upload if I upload something on the other channel on the weekend, but I don't really come live on there. I'm supposed to be coming. Oh man, I need to send a message to someone about something completely different. Anyway, but yeah, I'm gonna be back on tomorrow evening. It'll probably be like around 8 or 9 o'clock East Coast time. So it's gonna be earlier my time, and it'll be earlier East time. That way I don't, kind of give you guys, kind of get people, and then I'm going to see, I think I might do that for like a couple of weeks. I'm going to do that for like a few weeks and, see how that works. See how that works. Especially because, this is a very, very different, kind of channel, different vibe. Really important vibe, but in my life, the topics probably will tend to go to relationships and, you know, life and all of that. You know, there are different types of poets. I mean, you've got the poets that are into the, I don't know what is going on. No, let me do something. Let me take it off of that too. And let me turn it down before it flips on me. You know, the YouTube mobile app has been giving me grief all daggone day. All daggone day. You know, which, you know, the good thing, you know, that is not an option yet on this channel. But what I'm saying, this is a very different type of channel. I mean, you've got different types of poets. I mean, you've got poets that are like your revolutionary poets, radical, conscious, everything. Like poets that I grew up with, like poets. And if I wouldn't get hit with a copyright strike, I would play the last poetry on my channel. We are not getting that copyright strike. I will, however, on a future program, come in here, and I can reach you. I can tell you what they say. I love how they did all of their stuff with like percussion beats behind them. It was just strictly percussions behind all of their stuff. That was really, really cool. You know, very, very red. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up, Koja. I didn't even see you, girl. There you are. Okay, let me let you in. There you go.
Hey, how you doing? Ain't nothing like some good oral for a start, you know, to get things started. Good oral is always good. It's a nice start. But,
oh, you know what? Mute broadcast background.
Okay, hold on.
I'm gonna turn down the music so it's not so loud, and then that way we won't have that feedback either.
Is it off now?
Let me see. No.
You sure? I don't think that's me.
Let me. Nope, it's still there.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, just click on that tab.
What about now?
I can hear it, but you know.
Oh, it may be the room I'm in. It's not a lot of furniture, but let me go in another area.
Okay.
Is this a little bit better?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was the room. I'm not one for reading so much the stuff, but I would like to share something I wrote with you.
Oh yeah, go right ahead.
It might
I'm
be a
gonna
little
put
bit
myself
choppy.
on mute.
It might be a little bit choppy because I had to screenshot it in a couple of things. So let me get it. Okay. There you go. Okay. How can you keep the demeanor of a thug and at the same time caress me more gently than any man I've ever hugged? Never scared to put me in my place and at the same time honor and respect my grace. I love it when you take command, rough me up a little. All I can say is damn. I give props to you. You're 100% man. Not talking domestic battery.
All right, girl.
Darn. Look.
Did you lose part of it?
Yeah, but skip
Okay,
that part.
go back on mute.
Always making me come around. Got me unable to utter a word, making incomprehensible sounds. You're the king and you wear your crown. Never disrespecting when your boys are.
I think we lost Coach Malik. Let me see if she comes back. We're gonna see if she comes back. I lost you. We lost you, Coach Malik. Well, I'll wait for you to come back. I hate StreamYard for that part. That was good what she was saying too. I did a poem about it was about DV. It's called Battered. And I thought about putting it into a spoken word. It's not a really long poem. So I don't know. I think that probably will be one of the ones that if I upload it, it'll actually just be me doing it. Versus, with the background and I do with the other stuff. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if she's back. Yep, she's back. All right. Let me let her in. All right.
That was the thing on my screenshot, but I got it now.
All right, so I'm gonna mute myself so you can go right back in, sis.
Okay, I'm just started from the beginning.
No problem.
How can you keep the demeanor of a thug and at the same time caress me more gently than any man I've ever hugged? Never scared to put me in my place and at the same time honor and respect my grace. I love it when you take command, rough me up a little. All I can say is damn. I give props to you. You're 100% man. Not talking domestic battery, but you know how to put that dick on me. Put me on my knees, making me bow down. Always making me come around. Got me unable to utter a word, making incomprehensible sounds. You're the king and you wear your crown. Never disrespecting when your boy's around. My girls say I'm addicted to you, but I smile, keep my secret to myself. If they knew all that you do, I have to cut them off because they'd be coming at you. You know how
every time she gets to the good part, it kicks her out. We're gonna wait for her to come back because I want to hear the rest of that. I want to hear the rest of that. That is a good one. Girl, you got some good stuff. Holding back. I'm looking for that one that I wrote. I don't know which book it's in though. I think it's in this one. I think it may be the one I'm in. Let's see. Let's look. I have a bunch of poetry, you guys, that is untitled. Because it was just, I wrote what I was feeling at the moment, and I never gave it a title. So I literally have like Untitled 1, Untitled 2, Untitled 3. It's a bunch of them. But they still gonna get published. It's just because I didn't know what they were going. I didn't, they didn't have a title. Plain and simple. I guess they haven't. Let me see. I'm looking for something while we're waiting for Miss Koja, Malik. Okay, so this is one. It's a very short one, actually. And it's called, oh, she's back.
Went all the way through because it looked like my thing giving me a hard time. I do have them written down, but I don't have it with me.
No. So, you were like almost to, you were at the very good part, girl.
I'm sorry. I guess I'm gonna have to catch you again, and I'll have it with me next time.
Okay, no. That's no problem. But yeah, girl, I'm like, you hiding those skills?
Yeah, I call it my elementary school poetry.
But I've been writing since I was a kid, and it's like, but I'm now like trying to hone in on the craft of speaking my poetry versus, just writing down what it was I was feeling. That's what I was saying when you were off. I have like a bunch of poems that are untitled because I didn't have a title for it, and they still don't have a title. Their title is literally untitled number whatever.
That's the best title, is untitled. Like when you go in, when they used to have songs and they couldn't think the name of it, that untitled song be like one of the best songs on the album, but too many people ain't never heard it. So untitled is the title. I see it in a lot of stuff. I have a couple like that too.
Yeah, so let me see. Okay, I have one. This is untitled number 6. And I don't know what it's about. I'm just going to read it.
I'm going to go on mute.
Okay. I thought you really loved me, but it's all a game to you. I finally realized real love. You haven't got a clue. You got me in, let me see. Oh, you got me in my mind and in my heart. Felt like I was a hurricane. My heart was ripped apart. I was your friend and then your lover. I guess it wasn't good enough for you to love me and not enough. Was it all just a lie? Did you ever care? I guess it was all lust and no love was really there. I gave you too much power and control in my life. I'm the one who was fooled, and I paid the ultimate price. So that's untitled number 6.
Have you ever heard of Destiny.com?
No.
Man, I've been there for probably over a decade, but I haven't really written too much. In the stuff that I did used to write, I used to throw away, like you be in class and then you write something, but it never make it to where it's supposed to be. But man, it's a great site. I think the person who started it, and it's probably over 10 years, I know it is. She died. I think she died of cancer, but the site is still there and going. And it's like a little bit of everything. And some of the poems, I know people are probably not professional, but they have some stuff in there be so good.
Now I belong to like a couple of poetry groups on Facebook. And, a lot of the poets, will share some of their stuff, but this is called, it's called Destiny.
Destiny, DESTEE.com.
Oh, Destiny. Okay, I'm going to have to check it out.
It is. And they, like I said, I think they even got a spoken word where people come on and do their stuff too. I float in and out, but I know some of the stuff I wrote over the years is there. So if that's where I went and screenshotted this from.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, so I know some of the stuff I wrote there, even if I done lost, like, whatchamacallit, but they got a free, and then you get a paid membership, but they do have a free one. So you don't actually have to pay.
Yeah, girl, but like I have like notebooks with all my poetry in it. And like the goal is that by the time I have put up, by the end of this year, I will have the ones that I want in a book form, and it'll be some of the ones that are on that I'm going to be posting on here, and then I'm going to also attempt to do a spoken word CD. Yeah. So, I'm just trying to, I'm like trying to do that part, so it's helping, and I've already like kind of like semi-booked myself into a performance of doing one of my spoken words later on this year at like a jazz, like a kind of like a jazz and singing night. So I'm supposed to sing, and I'm going to do one of my poems.
Look at you.
Yeah, girl, I'm trying.
I've only been to one poetry slam and or one poetry event. It don't really seem to be all that popular where I'm from. They would have, and then when I find one, it'd be closed. But I had really enjoyed the one I went to. It was good. I used to like when they used to have deaf poets on Def Comedy Jam. Remember they used to have that?
Yeah, I know. They like before everything locked down, they used to have like events up in Hollywood, and then there was this kind of like juke joint, but not a juke joint, because it was like more like, you know, it's like the 20-something crowd, and they would come in there and do spoken word and or they would, you know, they would sing with a band that would just jam behind them. But they haven't opened it back up. Things are starting to open back up, but that particular place hasn't opened back up yet. So, you know, this spot is open to having spoken word up there. So this is, you know, me doing this at that at this one event will open up that door for them to have more of that at this particular spot. So we'll see how it goes. It'll be probably like late summer, early fall. I got a few months to practice.
Yeah, I was never that great at speaking them, but writing notes was okay. So I actually glad. Are you like the only one who doing? Well, I know one other person that was doing it, but I can't go on their page no more because I got kicked out.
Well, you know, there's like on here. I mean, there's one person that I see. Her name is Lovely Peace. Lovely Peace.
Oh yeah.
She's dropped a couple of fire poems.
She can deliver and write. Yeah,
she's dropped a couple of fire poems on hers, but like the other ones that I have found are like pages where the poets haven't like dropped anything in like 6 to 12 months. So there's a few that are starting to pop up, but you know, you know how poets are. Well,
if you locked down, you ain't got much inspiration. I like to. I think I find mine when I in somewhere and you hear something or whatever, a conversation or something, and it kind of inspire you.
Mm-hmm. And see with me, like, so I started out doing poetry, and then as I got older, sometimes like I'll hear music with my words, so then it's a song. And sometimes I hear, you know, I just hear the words. The words just come to me. So, you know, but usually, like, even when I'm writing a poem, I still, in my head, because I'm also musical, I always have like a timbre of how the poem is supposed to go. If it's going to be like, you know, fast spoken word, or if it's going to just be, you know, like laid back. But most of my stuff is very laid back, very, you know, slow, because of what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad to hear you doing it. So I guess you do it every. You do it every Friday.
Yep, I'm going to be doing this every Friday. I'm adding you to the mods on this channel too, sis. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to be, so on Fridays, what I'm doing is I'm going to be doing a live on here after I do my live on my other channel. So that's why I do the one on there earlier on Friday. And I'm also going to be doing Saturday, because I'm really trying to test out which day is better for the live on this channel. And so tomorrow I'm going to be on again.
Have you ever heard Maya Angelou's poem, No Lover, No Cry?
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm a huge Maya Angelou fan. I met her my freshman year in college, because my freshman year in college I went to a HBCU. So I actually had the honor of meeting Dr. Maya Angelou.
I just like when she say, if you think I felt that way about her watching a toy, what do you think I feel about my lover boy? I'm not threatening you, but he's my evening's joy. And I tell you, I really hate to lose something.
I love her work. I love Nikki Giovanni's work. So yeah. And then there's this poet that was out in the 70s. I think she's no longer with us. I think she died young. Her name was Wanda Robinson.
Okay. I have to look her up.
She was a spoken word artist. So she did her poetry to like jazz. And I think I have her like her work is, you can find it digitally. You can probably find it on Amazon or on one of the music things. You can probably find somebody's probably uploaded it to YouTube. But her name is Wanda Robinson, and it's ROBERSON. Robertson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it would be Robertson, but they pronounced it Robertson. So yeah, I know. Girl.
We always got to we got to be different.
I think they did that on purpose so that they would not think she was related to Paul Robeson.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
A girl. You need to go look up Paul Robeson too. Spells it the same way.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to listen to this, and then I'm gonna listen to it. So I have to report back to you next Friday or whatever.
Paul Robeson. Please go look him up. He is from the era of W.E. Du Bois.
Okay. Oh Lord, I was like in literature class. You like Du Bois or what's the other one name? They always be pitting against each other.
Yeah. He's from that era. Hey, Terry.
Oh, but yeah, so I gotta keep you, girl. I got some other stuff to do, but I will listen from the clouds.
Look up Wanda Robertson. You'll like her poetry. It's she has such a soothing, she has such a soothing voice, and her poetry is just like she's having a conversation.
Okay. I don't like all that white stuff. It be too. I was like, man, I ain't trying to be reading all this. Sometimes I like my stuff up front where I can understand it. I don't want to have to do no test to understand it.
Yeah, and she's a sister. She was from like on her picture on her on the album. She was wearing a bush, a natural.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I believe she's no longer with us because when I was, looking her stuff up, but her name is Wanda Roberson, even though they said Robertson.
Okay. I'm gonna check out.
That's the way they pronounced it. But yeah, let me look. I'm looking to see what the name of the album is. Poet. I'm looking it up for y'all. She is good though. Okay, let me look her up.
Well, I hope this catch on because we could use some positive vibes in YouTube land.
The rest of the truth. Yep, Wanda Yep, her name. Okay, Wanda. Is it Robinson? Robinson. Okay, it's Robinson. It is Robinson. Okay, it's Robinson.
ROBINSON.
Yeah. It's Robinson.
Oh.
And okay, so let me pull her up. And the name of the album, the album was called. It was called The Soul Jazz Poetry of Wanda Robinson.
Okay. Well, see how we can learn together in YouTube land. Find something new. All right. So I thank you for sharing with me. And when I ask you next week, if you have a chance, I'm gonna say, how did you like the site?
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. You have a good one.
Okay, thanks for coming up, Koja.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, that was a nice poem that she put up there. Let me see. I'm looking up Rhonda Robinson because she was out in the 70s, but I'm looking up her biography. I am looking up her biography. You know, because you don't get to know a whole bunch about, you know, a lot of the black poets. You know, but the reason I knew about her is because she was from my area of the country. So let me just look her up. And I'm gonna tell y'all. Okay. So I'm gonna give y'all a little information about her. Let's see. The last thing she put out was in 2000. Okay. All right. So this is Laini Mataka, aka Wanda Robinson. I mean, she has changed her name. Was born and raised in Baltimore. She remains a local educator in young local poets in the Washington, D.C. area. That's why I knew about her. Wanda Robinson recorded 2 spoken word albums. In 1971, Black Ivory made the Billboard's Black Album chart, reaching number 29. In 1973, she put together, what does this say? The one I just told y'all. The one I just told y'all, the Jazz and Soul Poetry of Wanda Robinson. It says both feature Wanda reading her work over jazz and R&B, which is, yeah. She was ahead of her time. Which gave, you know, she's one of the ones who gave me the idea of doing my work over, you know, music. In 1972, fed up with being paid very little for her work, she shaved her head and changed her name to Laini Mataka and left the music business. As Laini Mataka, she has several books of her poetry published. That's why I thought she was no longer with us, because she changed her name. In 1988, she wrote Never as Strangers, 1994, Restoring the Queen, and in 2000, Being a Strong Woman. So that's Wanda Robinson. And let me just look. So she is currently still in the Washington, D.C. area. Yay, hometown. And she's nurturing young poets. She's from Baltimore, from Bmore. And she's in her 70s now. Yeah, she's in her 70s. Matter of fact, because she's 10 years younger than my dad. So she's in her 70s now. Let me see if I can find a current. I'm just looking to see if they have any current pictures of her. Oh, wow. No current pictures of her. Okay, I see one picture of her when she had the natural, and then I see a picture when she cut her hair all off, and she had the teeny weeny afro, but no current pictures of her. Interesting. That's what I said, y'all. In the world of poetry, especially in the world of Black poets, you don't see a whole lot of focus on our art And I mean, poets don't, we don't make a bunch of money off of one poem. We have to produce a collection of poetry and put it in a book form to actually really make any money. And it's got to be good poetry. It can't just be poetry that we personally think is good, but I'm not even, I'm not saying that my stuff is good because I think it's good. It's good because other people have told me over the years that it's good. And why don't I publish my stuff? So yeah, it's that. It's that part, and I think, presenting some of the poetry to you guys in the form of spoken word kind of gives more meaning to the poem, and it also allows the listener to have a sense of what I, the poet, felt when I was writing those words as well. Google is so amazing. But yeah, that's why we haven't heard anything from Wanda Robinson, because Wanda Robinson left the music industry and changed her name. It's like she killed Wanda Robinson and she's not Wanda Robinson anymore. There's an article that was in a newspaper in the DC area where she said, "I used to be Wanda Robinson." Let me see. All right, it's got cookies on the side. Okay, so I'm going to just read a little bit of this to you guys about her because I think this might be interesting. Okay, so this is from an article from July 14th of 2006 in the Washington City paper. And it is entitled, "I Used to Be Wanda Robinson." Among hip-hop heads and electronica kids, Lainey Mataka, former self, has a life of her own. Interracial dating, periods, and the quiet dignity of shoeshine men are among the things Lainey Mataka has decided to discuss today. She's given a poetry reading at the Karubi Book Outpost in the mall in Prince George's. And the audience is filled with teenagers, among whom Mataka knows from her work through DC's Writer Corps, and as an occasional guest speaker at the Duke Ellington School of Performing Arts. Of all the subjects that Mataka brings up, the one the students are most intrigued by involves their favorite brand of sneakers. Designer shoes, restricted feet, Nike chains, better than shackles, Mataka recites. "Can you read that again?" said one of the young men, and Mataka does. She then reaches out to pat the knees of the kid wearing Air Force Ones who has slumped down in his seat. "I'm not talking about your Nikes, baby." Anyway, Mataka moves on to other subjects, health, genocide, Black pride. In one of the last poems she reads, she talks about hair, the slight woman in African dress discussed the political significance of her own long locks. So she's got locks in her hair now. And how for many, locking hair has become merely cosmetic. Every time conscious people do something to distinguish themselves, others come along and copy it, she tells the students. And then we have to find something new. So let's see. In here she says, when I was young and crazy, the 56-year-old Columbia Heights resident said, as Robinson Mataka recorded 2 spoken word albums in 1971, Black and Ivory, and in 1973, follow-up, Me and My Friend. Both were released on a New York label, Perception Records, where rosters included Shirley Horn, the Fatback Band, Dizzy Gillespie during his funk period. When Black Ivory was released, it made Billboard's albums charts, peaking at number 29. Robinson was a contemporary of the Last Poets, who I already told you guys about, that they were they still are here. They haven't gone anywhere. But in the 70s, they were revolutionary poets. And Maya Angelou, who we talked about earlier. And she seemed poised to follow the same career trajectory. I'm telling you guys, if you listen to either one of those works that has any of Wanda Robinson's work out there from the 70s, you will understand that this woman should have been in the ranks of a Maya Angelou or Nikki Giovanni. But because she got disillusioned with the music industry, she just kind of abandoned her first love, because she was a spoken word artist and her poems are great. She seemed poised to follow the same career trajectory, but she virtually disappeared after recording Black Ivory, fed up with show business and no longer willing to offer the world her words for what she calls less than chump change. So it was about the pay. She left the record business, worked in various odd jobs, and continued to write. In 1972, she shaved her head and changed her name to Lani Mataka. A year later, her second album was put out by Perceptions without her involvement. The poetry has made it all over the world in ways Mataka never imagined. I'm telling you. Y'all got to check out Wanda Robinson. That was her name back then. Her poetry is still popular today from the 70s. And it's just crazy that this woman, because that's why I thought she had died. That's why I thought she had died. Wow. That's a shame. That's a shame that a poet was that disillusioned, and left essentially her first love because of the money. And when I put out my poetry and I put out my collection, it would be wonderful if it becomes like a bestseller, like a Nikki Giovanni or Maya Angelou or newcomer Amanda Gorman, but the reality is, for most poets, you know, our satisfaction from our work is really in us doing the work and people appreciating our work, you know, but people don't, you know, poetry, either in spoken word form or in book form, you know, we're not the high sellers, you know, but I'm gonna put out this spoken word. I'm gonna, you know, produce it myself. I'm gonna get with, you know, some people that I know that play, you know, I'm gonna come up with some money so I can pay, you know what I'm saying, the musicians to come into the studio and just kind of give me some music, and I've got to decide, you know, what the music is going to be, you know, what's the right vibe. I've got to decide, you know, which poems it's going to be, because it's only going to be 10, you know, but my book is going to probably be at least 50 to 100, because I've written way more than that, like way more than that. But, you know, that's kind of sad to me that, you know, that this poet, who I'm telling you guys is really, really good, just left the industry. I'm gonna look and see if there's any of her stuff on the platform, and if it is, I am going to post the link in the chat. Give me 1 second. I'm looking it up. That was a bummer. It's just kind of like, yes. Okay. So I'm gonna post it in the chat. I'm gonna post the link to one of her poems in the chat. Let me see. And actually, it looks like they have both of her albums. So give me 1 second. Let me find it. I'm working on stuff. Okay. All right. So this is the link to the channel to her first album that she put out, Black Ivory. And this is actually the full album. Someone has it on that's the video, link to it. And then I'm going to post the one for her second one. And what I'm also going to do, you guys, is that when this video uploads, I will post the links in the description to these two. So let me get the other one for you guys. I'm gonna post it. Let me see, where'd it go? There's Robinson. Here's the other one, you guys. Come back in the chat. And here is the other one. This is Me and a Friend. So those are the two. So right here on YouTube, you can find her work. That, you know, was disheartening to me is that she stopped doing her poetry, because she was definitely a conscious poet. I mean, she's still part of the conscious movement, and she is still, nurturing young poets. But it's sad that, she just stopped. I mean, both Maya Angelou and Dr. Nikki Giovanni both, became educators as part of their, being poets. And it seems that she's also an educator, but they didn't give up their poetry. And it just saddens me that she gave hers up because of being disheartened by the amount of money that she was making. It's like, when you guys listen to her stuff, y'all will understand why I'm disheartened by that, because I believe if she'd have just stuck it out, you wouldn't be asking me who she is. You hear what I'm saying? You wouldn't be asking me who she is, because she is just as good as Nikki Giovanni and Maya Angelou and the Last Poets, who you guys need to go check out if you haven't heard of yeah. If you have not heard of the Last Poets, you need to go check their stuff out. And just to bring it forward for you Gen Xers, the Last Poets were in the movie Poetic Justice, when they went to that picnic, that family reunion, and there was a group of spoken word artists up on the stage performing. That was the Last Poets. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, their album from the 70s. Yeah, I stole that from my dad. I ain't gonna lie and say I borrowed it or he gave it to me. No. When I left home and moved to the West Coast, that album came with me, and I still have it. And it's actually a double album. It's 2 albums, because some of their poems are very, they're kind of long. They got one called Run Inward Run, and that's not what they say, but they also have this other one called Black Thighs. I love Black Thighs. That's like one of my favorite ones. And of course, probably the most famous poem that people know about them is the one about being a revolutionary. So yeah, I will probably, if I can, like I said, I will pull out the albums and I will read you guys some poetry from the Black Poets. But I will not play none of this stuff because I ain't getting no copyright strike. I've given you, the links to the poetry of Wanda Robinson so that you guys can check that out. I will also post those links in the description. When it's uploaded, I'll go into studio and do that. Matter of fact, I'll do that probably as soon as when I get off. Yeah, I'll do that. And I will see you guys on tomorrow, though. I will definitely be back tomorrow. Like I said, for those on the West Coast, I'm talking about, in the 6 o'clock hour time, early evening our time. But that's 9 o'clock at night on the West Coast, on the East Coast. So, I'm just going to be playing with the 2 different days and the different times. I know that YouTube is just blowing the F up over here with all the different drama. But as you can see, this is, most poetry zones are going to be a Zen zone. It's going to be a chill situation. So, and that's what this is going to be. But we're going to definitely have some conversations about, stuff. Stuff that I can't do on the same channel that I'm talking about autism. Yeah. Can't do it on the same channel. But I'll see you guys tomorrow again. Look for the reminder tomorrow morning, because I will probably set it first thing in the morning. I'm not going to set it tonight, because when I get off of here, I'm going to roam these YouTube streets for a little while, and then I'm going to go to bed, because it is after 11. It is almost midnight here on the West Coast, and nothing good happens in the middle of the night, especially on YouTube. But I'm gonna hang out, see if I can find some adult conversations that are not about the YouTube drama. And if you haven't already checked out Stolen Moments, please go check out that poem that I posted yesterday. I actually performed it I think it was last week. I think that I actually performed it during the live last week. Yeah, I do believe that was when I did it. But this is the more polished version of it that's up there. So, I have also decided that until I put together a outro for the Purple Diva Den, we are not going to give y'all that 2-minute intro as the outro. So I'm just going to say I'll see you guys tomorrow. And stay in your Zen zone, y'all. Remember the poems that we talked about tonight. All of the poems tonight were, they were on the love side. So let's stay on the love side. Let's stay on that side. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm out, you guys. Bye.